welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been away so long. There's been a lot going on in the world. I'm sure for you and definitely for me. But I'm back. I've had some requests for some videos, and today I'm just gonna do, I think, some horoscope readings. I'm gonna go through the different sun signs, which I generally recommend you watch your rising sign, which tends to align the most with the horoscope, but obviously your sun sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign, whatever you feel like you need to read, whatever resonates with you. I'm going to apologize in advance for any glare that might come from my windows. I've closed them off as best I can. But we're going to start with Aries and work our way through the 12 signs. I'll have the time markers in the description box below, and off we go. Alright, so this is a reading for Aries. These readings are timeless. They're meant to just be for whenever you happen to come across this video. I'm gonna look at roughly the next 3 months, which at the time of this filming is the summer, basically. And we'll see where things stand and how things are moving. I shuffled off camera because it takes me forever to shuffle especially when I'm using a multiple variety of decks here. But let's see what we have. We have the Star card, so something very hopeful. The Star is actually my favorite card. It's an Aquarius card, so there's some air energy, maybe some thoughtfulness. It's a card of kind of wishful thinking. Maybe you're dreaming of something, wishing for something. It's also kind of a card of destiny, so it could be kind of a feeling of destiny, something inevitable coming down the road. The Five of Fire, which is the Five of Wands. So what I get from the pairing here is that a wish for something and some confusion on how to get it. So, you know, a longing for something or a daydreaming about something, but the day-to-day taking steps to reach that goal is you're either getting conflicting information on what you should do. Maybe you're getting advice from a lot of different places and it's conflicting advice. But overall, what the bottom line is, that feels like a big obstacle, because it feels like not knowing what the next steps are, not knowing what to do next in this journey. And the Four of Cups. So at that point, what you get is a refusal. The confusion leads to basically, well, then I'm not going to do anything. Even when, you know, you've got basically 3 cups here, and they've all been refused. I don't want any of these things. And then there's this one right here, but he's not even looking at it. He's just, at this point, he's been offered so many things he doesn't want, that even when he's offered something he does want, he's not paying attention. He's kind of jumped to the conclusion that there's nothing that he wants. So it's kind of, you know, it's unfortunate that you go from this sense of hope, which is a Star card, and even like destiny, and then it's almost like the reality, when you realize the work that goes into it, or you're kind of refusing yourself, and it's kind of like being resentful or angry about what's going on. But in the old saying, it's like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. You're only hurting yourself by refusing, simply because all of this information, you're feeling confused, and that's fine. That's, that's normal. That's not the worst thing. It's not comfortable, but you're going to have to see a way clear for yourself. You're going to have to decide whose advice makes the most sense to you, or you're going to have to go with your gut. You're going to have to clear away some of this confusion so you can see the truth, this cup that's being offered to you, that actually is the thing you want, that is the path to what you want. It may on the surface seem like something you don't want to do, or something you don't agree with, but down the line it's the right thing to reach your goal. The Golem. A close friend acts on your behalf. So there you go. That's the person handing you this cup. Out of all this confusion, one of these people is right and is offering you the thing you need. They're acting on your behalf. I think the hard part is figuring out who. It may not be who you think. It may be somebody you would normally discard. But there is still hope for this goal, for this dream. It's a matter of accepting the right cup, the right little bit of advice, the right bit of help from someone. And Gloxenia. Love at first sight and proud spirit. When I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew. Interesting. So maybe this is, you're, maybe if love is the thing that you're dreaming of, then this is a good sign. But also, a proud spirit, your pride may actually be working against you here. But maybe you'll know that cup when you see it. It'll be like a lightning bolt, and you'll go, "This is it. This is the thing." It's coming. It's coming. Over the next 3 months, you need to be open. No, don't close yourself off. Despite all the confusion, stay open. I know when you're confused, you tend to want to turn your brain off, turn everything off, and be like, shut it all down, because I can't right now. But the cards are saying stay open, because somebody's going to offer you something. Something's going to happen that's going to help you get to this goal. That's where you are right now, Aries. There's still hope. It's not always an easy road, but there is still hope. Okay, Taurus. I'm going to tell you what I told Aries. This is a timeless reading. It's meant to cover the next 3 months, which at the time of this filming would be roughly the summer. But anytime you happen to come across this video might be the right time for you to hear this. I pre-shuffled because it takes me so long to shuffle so many decks when I'm working with a lot of different ones. But here we go. This is, your next 3 months. Oh, 5 of Wands. Oh, interesting. Aries had 5 of Wands too. So a certain amount of confusion, a certain amount of disorganization, conflict, perhaps in some kind of group situation where a lot of people have different ways of doing things. So that might be something you're facing right now, either at work or at home or with friends. A lot of different ideas on how to do something. Maybe it's a question of, who's going to be in charge, and a lot of people want to, be the leader, or no one wants to be the leader, and it causes a certain amount of conflict. 2 of Water. That's the same as the 2 of Cups. So, despite this confusion, a union of some kind. It can be romantic, but it can be any time 2 people come together in a harmonious way. So, at some point, the 5 become 2. 2 people in a group who think similarly, feel similarly. In any case, a dynamic duo of some kind is in your future, whether you're part of it or whether you're watching it develop out of this group of friends or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles is someone relatively young. Maybe you're young, or maybe there's somebody young in your life, but it's somebody who's very methodical. Someone who doesn't move very quickly. Someone who takes their time because they want to do things right. It's an earth sign, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That would be you if you're reading this, maybe. Oh, there's my cat. In any case, this person, I get the feeling that this is one of these people, and it may be you, where you're taking your time. Maybe there's someone you like, but you're taking your time on figuring out like how to approach this person, or how, if it's an idea you have, maybe there's a conflict and you have ideas about how to do things, but you're not entirely sure how to put forth those ideas because there's already so much chaos. And the answer is to get someone on your side, so that there are two of you putting forth the same idea. Instead of trying to shout over everyone in the group, find one person, talk to them, and work your idea through that way. If we're talking relationships, then yeah, it's that you're taking your time. Maybe there's someone you have your eye on, and could be that their life is a little bit chaotic and you're trying to figure out how to inject yourself without causing more chaos for them. And yeah, so you're taking your time there, but this Two of Water, this Two of Cups, is a good sign that there's going to be some kind of coming together in a harmonious way. The Griffin, honor and good luck. Hooray! See? Because the Page of Pentacles, besides being methodical, he's very honorable. He's very patient. He's very kind. And he or she. But he always acts on the up and up. He always acts in an honorable way. And when you do that, good things come. Oh, the Yellow Rose, enthusiasm and friendship. A single rose can be my garden, a single friend my world. So there you go. Here's this group of people. It's chaotic. You want to reduce the noise. Find that person. Speaking of reducing the noise, there's my cat again. Find that one person. But don't rush it. It's saying, probably your natural inclination is not to rush it. Taurus, again, tends to be patient, methodical, think things through. But like this friendship, which may also grow into like a romantic kind of thing, but you've got good luck on your side. In the next 3 months, you're gonna see this relationship start to develop, whatever it is. So business partnership, a romance, whatever it is. In the next 3 months, you've got good luck coming for that. Okay, Gemini, welcome to your reading. This reading is timeless. I'm reading for roughly the next 3 months, which at the time of filming would be the summer. But anytime you come across this video and feel the need to watch it, this message is for you. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, possibly Venus if you're looking for romance. But let's see what the cards say for you. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. So right out of the gate, what we have is a very stable and comfortable situation where you're provided for, and or you're providing for a family or even just yourself, but usually the Ten of Pentacles, it has a family attached to it, but it's material security. So you have enough money, you have, possibly a good savings account, like there's money that's been put away. And then, ooh, the Hierophant. So when I see the Ten of Pentacles plus the Hierophant, I think immediately financial advice, like getting some kind of advice from someone about your money. Maybe you're at that point where you want to be able to put money away, you want to invest, you want guidance of some kind, or maybe that's you. Maybe you're a financial advisor of some kind. People come to you. But that's definitely these two cards together. That's what I see. Oh, the Tower. Okay. So here's what I'm seeing now. Yay. So the Tower is an abrupt change of circumstances, which means that what we're dealing with is we got the Ten of Pentacles, which, a very secure, comfortable situation. And this is either bad advice or even if you got good advice, the shift in the situation is abrupt. The stock market crashes, or you suddenly lose your sense of security because you lose your job, or you split up with the person who was the breadwinner, or something along those lines. There is a cosmic shift in the circumstances. Now, that sounds awful, and at the time it can be, but you have to remember that the Tower means shaking things back down to the foundations. Everything you've built up comes crashing down, and usually it's because whatever you built was actually not as secure as you thought it was. It was not built on as good a foundation as you originally thought. It's something that the foundation had cracked or something, and so better to have that happen, I guess, than to continue living in a state of disrepair and uncertainty. So at the end of the day, it's all for the better that this event happens, but it often does not feel like that at the time. Let's see what we have. Revelry and indulgence, the satyr. So somebody is not being good with their money. They're not saving, they're not being frugal, they're not they're overspending, maybe they're in way too much debt, and that's what's going to cause this. This Tower is caused by overindulging. You've got this good, stable situation. You probably need, the way I'm reading this, is that you probably need some advice from someone, because things are going to fall apart if you keep spending the way you're spending. Asters. Elegance and patience. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So, yeah. Again, this might be a get-rich-quick scheme that, you make the money and then you lose it as fast as you make it. And really, slow and steady wins the race. I'm getting like cliche here, but overall, what I'm seeing for the next 3 months is basically being careful with your money, finding ways to save, creating that foundation, because like you may have money now, it may be coming in really well, but that's not going to always be the case. You need good financial advice, you need to cut the spending, and you need to be patient and let the savings build up, rather than spending it as fast as you make it. That's what I'm seeing here. Again, take what resonates. So maybe you see something else. You could be saying, well, I don't have any money. But if you don't, then what you're being told is, again, get good financial advice. Don't spend what you don't have. And be patient. And that is what I see like the next 3 months kind of being about for you, Gemini. It's about like saving up and creating that little nest egg, so that you and your family or you know, can feel secure and not worry about finances. Hello Cancer, welcome to your reading. So this reading is going to look at the next roughly 3 months for you, which at the time of filming is the summer, but depending on when you clicked on this video, could be, you know, any time. I've pre-shuffled because it takes me so long to shuffle if if I'm using multiple decks like this. So let's look at your next 3 months. Well, we've got the Page of Chalices for starters. So that's an invitation, usually a surprise invitation. It can also be sudden bout of artistic inspiration, which creativity is usually a wands thing, but I do find that emotionally, when we talk about the cups, there's a certain amount of creativity involved in emotion as well. So you may be thinking of inviting somebody to something, or you may get an unexpected gift or invitation to something. Let's see. Ooh, 7 of water. So, okay, yeah. So, 7 of water, which is the 7 of cups. So what we're looking at now then is that there are going to be choices, possibly multiple invitations, multiple options to something over the next few months. And it could be difficult to decide. You're going to have to really, it's all going to be very emotional. You have an emotional 3 months coming up, and you may struggle to figure out what you really want, how you really feel. There may be more than one like prospective romance, or more than one creative project that you would like to do, and you're trying to figure out which one is most worthy of your time. So we'll have to see what the cards say about that. Oh, the High Priestess. Hi. Okay, so interesting. This is intuition. This is knowing without knowing how you know. This is sometimes a secret. But in this reading, what I'm seeing is that deep down you know the right choice. And for some reason, you don't trust your intuition, it seems like to me. Or it's almost like you think it's too good to be true. The thing that you most are wanting when you finally get the invitation, when the person finally like reaches out to you, you almost afraid to believe it, afraid to invest too much of your heart into it because you're afraid of getting hurt. But deep down, you kind of know. And maybe you know that the thing you want isn't the thing you really need, or maybe you do know that the thing you want is the right choice and you're just afraid to choose it. We have, oh, fire. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Uh-oh. Yeah. So, you've got all these choices. Deep down you know the right answer. And yet you may feel like you may act off the cuff, and, at the spur of the moment choose the wrong thing, which will cause you trouble down the road. What you've got is a lot of water here, and then fire, which creates a very steamy situation, which, can seem fun at the time, but at the end of the day can cause a lot of trouble for you. It's hard to see through steam, isn't it? It's hard to see clearly, and at that point you may not be thinking clearly, seeing clearly, when deep down you still know the right thing. So don't act recklessly. What do we have? Nasturtium. Victory and conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Oh, see? Reckless actions, mastering yourself. Okay? So, that's a big part of it. Mastering yourself. You know what's right. You can have a lot of options, and some of them are going to be really, tempting. You're going to feel tempted, but I think deep down you know what you should or shouldn't do. And it looks like I feel like you're going to try and get away with something, and you shouldn't. Don't try it, is basically, you're going to be tempted, but don't. Maybe it's you've got the opportunity to cheat on a significant other or something, or to make money in an underhanded way, or anything like that. And the cards are warning you against it. They're just flat out saying, you know what's right, you know what you shouldn't do, and you need to, grab hold of yourself and get your head on straight and not do things you know better than to do. So that's what you're looking at for the next 3 months, Cancer. A little bit of temptation, a little bit of the need for self-control and self-discipline. Not super fun, but a good life lesson nonetheless. Welcome, Leo, to your reading. This is for roughly the next 3 months, which at the time of filming is a summer, but anytime you click on this video is the right time. We're going to look at the cards for the next 3 months, see where you're at and what's coming up. What do we have? 3 of Wands. Okay, so 3 of Wands is you've done something, you've started something, and you're waiting for some results to appear. You've set the ball in motion, and it's usually some kind of collaborative thing where you've done your part and you're waiting for something else to come back to you, so you can continue. Excuse me. Ooh, 10 of Water, which is the 10 of Cups. So that's emotional fulfillment. So these are 2 really lovely cards. What we have is that something has started, a new project, possibly a new relationship, but at the end of the day, what we have is that whatever this is, you're enjoying it, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to feel fulfilled by it. It looks like whatever it is headed towards a very good conclusion. The 2 of Swords. However, the 2 of Swords isn't a bad card, but it is a card of feeling on the fence. At some point there is a decision that needs to be made, or you have to take sides on something, and you don't want to. You really don't want to. You want to maintain balance, and choosing a side feels like causing an imbalance. And it might, but you can't sit on the fence forever. So at some point, there's going to be a decision involved in the next 3 months. That may feel like it destabilizes your kind of happy place here, but it's still going to be necessary for success. The unicorn, good fortune and friendship. So whatever this decision is, you have good luck on your side. You have the unicorn on your side. That's a really lovely card. You've got friends. You've got a support system. So this is all really good news. Overall, aside from this decision, the next 3 months seem very promising and hopeful. You've got good energy here. Very optimistic, very happy, content. Yeah. Forget-me-nots, eternal memories. The best things in life are the people you've loved, the places you've seen, and the memories you've made along the way. So I feel like this whole friendship thing here has a tie to what's going on. I feel like this friendship might be part of your emotional fulfillment, your contentment, your happiness. And yet there's going to be a decision that possibly involves this friendship. You may have to choose the friendship over something else in order to continue it. It doesn't look to me, this is a minor card, it doesn't look to me like it's anything too terrible. It's not anything that's going to cause major drama. It just may be uncomfortable, whatever this decision is. Maybe you've got two friends that you're trying to balance, and they both want lots of your time, and at some point you have to literally choose one over the other, that kind of thing. But for the most part, your next 3 months, Leo, are pretty hopeful and happy, and maybe it's just because you'll be in your element, in your season, at least at the time of the making of this video. It's going to be summer, it's going to be Leo season, the sun, and I know that a lot of people aren't getting out as much as they would like, but it seems like you're going to have a good few months in the near future. Hello Virgo, it's your turn for a reading. We're going to look at roughly the next 3 months. I pre-shuffled because it takes me so long to shuffle when there's multiple decks. So let's get right into it. The Queen of Pentacles. Well, there you go. Already you've got some earth energy right at home there. So you or someone you know is very motherly. They show their love in deeds, meaning that they do things for you. They take care of you. They make sure you've eaten. They make sure your clothes are clean. Or maybe you're that person. Maybe you're the mom for someone, either literally or figuratively. But this is, a certain amount of just being very conscious and very aware of taking care of others, nurturing others. Messenger of Earth. Okay, so that equates to the Knight of Pentacles. So also getting things done in a methodical way, moving slowly and with patience towards an end goal. So you're just very methodical. You're whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you take your time, you plan it out, you're very thorough. So caring for others and also trying to get things done, literally. You've got that to-do list and you're checking things off. It looks like the next 3 months are very much about this sort of, just working steadily towards something and taking care of yourself and others while you do it. The Hierophant. Okay. So, yeah. Not only are you taking care of people in a physical sense, but you're also teaching. You're sort of mentoring. Maybe you're leading by example, hopefully. Like the idea that, okay, if I do these things and they see me doing these things, they will learn to do these things for themselves. Very much like in the sense of like kids, as you teach them how to load and unload a dishwasher or make their own sandwiches or do their own laundry. You there's definitely a sense of again taking care of others, answering a lot of questions. Maybe you're home with a toddler right now or something. But this is definitely like the next 3 months are hard work. They're hard work, and it's all about breaking it down into steps and bite-sized pieces and getting things done. And it won't be easy, but for you, Virgo, because you'll be in your element. This is actually what you're good at, the organization and that kind of thing. You'll be very productive, is what I'm feeling in the next 3 months. And it might almost feel monotonous, and it's going to be tiring, but you'll also feel really good about it. You're going to feel like accomplished. You know you do this well. You know this is what you're good at. And that's what you're looking at in the next 3 months. The Minstrel. Let your intentions be known. Okay, so let's say this is a work situation where you're just kicking butt at work. You're getting stuff done. And at the same time, and maybe you're showing other people, again, by example, or literally, you're supposed to be training somebody. And you're wondering, though, if anybody's even noticing, because you're feeling taken for granted, I think, a little bit, because this is what you're good at, and you actually enjoy it, but there's a sense that everybody just, they're so used to you doing it that they don't really notice anymore. You're hoping maybe for a promotion or something. This card tells me it's time to toot your own horn a little bit. It's time to let the boss know that you're interested in that next move up the ladder. Plant those seeds. Make sure that you're getting credit for whatever it is you're doing. And if we're talking about at home, then, just give a little nudge and remind the kids, the spouse, whoever, that, you're doing this, because they're so used to you doing it for them that they just quit noticing. And hopefully that won't be an issue. Just, it's okay to acknowledge your own hard work when nobody else is doing it. And last, Bellflower. Oh, there you go. Gratitude. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. So there you go. That's what it is. You're looking for, you should also have gratitude, obviously, for what you have, for what you're capable of. But what the next 3 months are about are not only you being this productive and being in your element, but getting that acknowledgement and that gratitude for the work you're doing. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be busy 3 months. It's what you're good at, and you will be accomplished. You may be, like I said, training somebody or teaching in some form or fashion, but don't forget that it's okay now and then to, point out to others everything you're doing. Don't, obviously don't be mean about it and be like, I do all this for you, or, don't go there. But, like, just a little nudge, just a little, drop a hint now and then. And you should see, like, a good response, because just, by a gentle reminder to others, you will see the gratitude flow back to you. All right. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your reading. We're going to look at roughly the next 3 months, what's going on with you, or what's might be coming down the road in the next few months. I pre-shuffled because it takes me so long to shuffle when I'm using multiple decks, but here we go. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so you or someone around you is, a provider. They might not be very emotive. They tend to show they care by doing things for you, or making money and providing for you in that way. Maybe this is you. Maybe you have this energy for the next 3 months where you're focused on, that aspect, that material aspect of life, of financial security, and that's what you are doing. Oh, wow. Okay, the Emperor. So yeah, taken together, we're talking about someone who has control issues. Maybe they might be I make the money and therefore I make the rules kind of attitude. And again, this is you in the next 3 months. Maybe you're feeling like things are chaotic and you want to just kind of tamp them down and be in charge because things are too, like, crazy and chaotic, and you just, you feel like streamlining it by just taking control of everything will help immensely. I don't know if that's the case, but definitely there is some very strong controlling energy, some very strong masculine energy in the air for you for the next few months. The King of Pentacles again. Oh geez. Okay, yeah. So definitely we are dealing with some very strong masculine self-control, self-discipline energy. Yeah, definitely. This is, I make the money, therefore I make the rules. Everyone needs to shut up and listen to me and do as I say if we're going to get through this kind of thing. Like I said, could be you. Although, like, this is very, like, earthy energy. So it could be someone who's an earth sign or has a strong earth elements in their chart. But yeah, it's the Sphinx. Choose your words carefully. Ooh, okay, so yeah. So then I do start to think, okay, what we're dealing with is somebody that you feel like you have to tiptoe around a little bit because of their, like, emperor-like tendencies. Someone you don't feel like you can speak to honestly. Maybe you have a really, really, like, intense boss or dad or spouse or significant other, or, just someone who does not invite, let's say, any kind of debate, or even just, in a hypothetical conversation, you're feeling like it's maybe not safe to bring it up. Maybe you just like, if I say anything, it just starts an argument. I don't want to deal with that. Um, Obviously, if this is a situation of some kind of abuse, emotional, physical, mental, psychological, like, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I would advise you to get the help you need for that situation, because this person does feel like very intense, and maybe it's just they're going through something right now and you're just kind of backing off a little, but do please be careful, because if it's somebody you feel afraid around, that's not a good sign. The lily, majesty and virtue. The lily is the emblem rare of many virtues, good and rare. Okay, well, the lily is traditionally the symbol of the kings of France. So we've got that kingly, majestic energy yet again. Again, maybe it's you, and maybe you're just really intense over these next few months. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. Sometimes that's, the one way to get out there and get what you want. You straighten your crown and you walk out with your head up, and you just, my way or the highway it. Sometimes that's a valid approach. But with this, choose your words carefully. I would say that even if it's you, even if you're the one who has this this intensity right now, don't be mean. Okay? Don't cut people off and not give them the opportunity to speak their side. Don't be a my way or the highway type person. It's one thing to be bossy, it's another to be a leader, and I think there's a very different energy between the two, and you want to be a leader, not necessarily a boss. And so if this is you, just remember to tone it down a little. And if this is someone you're dealing with, I would say be careful with that. Maybe take a break from this person if at all possible. If it's a boss, I realize that's maybe not something you can do. If you're still in shelter in place or in quarantine of some kind, maybe you can't escape as easily as you would like, but I would definitely just be aware of this intensity that's coming in the next 3 months, because it feels very strong and very intense. Hello, Scorpio! Welcome to your reading. We're going to look at the next 3 months, roughly. I'll apologize in advance if you can hear my neighbor revving their cars. I don't know what, but they do this periodically. It's not a lot I can do about it. Let's see. The Six of Wands. Well, right out the gate, what we have is some kind of victory, some kind of possible recognition for something that you've done. So this is all very good. It's a good start. Like, maybe you've just wrapped something up and you're about to get accolades for it, a project at work, a creative project, something along those lines. Oh, the Magician. Okay, so yeah, manifesting. So right now you have really strong power to manifest. It's kind of like when you've accomplished something really big at work, and that kind of gives you an open ticket to, they'll give you the next big project because you've done so well on the last one. You can kind of write your own ticket, or get that raise or whatever, because you're in the sweet spot right now for that. Oh yeah, dang. Okay, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. So yeah, wow. Okay, so this is all Your next 3 months look amazing. I wish I were a Scorpio right now. Victory, wish fulfillment, ability to manifest. What more could you want? Like, you've got it all coming right to you. You barely have to lift a finger at this point. Triumph over adversity, the Knight. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, again, triumph. There's not even a lot I can say about your reading. Anemone, anticipation. I felt like an arrow pulled back and ready to be launched into something big. Well, yeah, this must be how you feel right now, because this is everything that's coming to you, Scorpio. I don't even know what to say except congratulations, like, lucky you. This is possibly one of the best readings I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, like, I guess barring you doing anything to screw it up, everything is flowing in your direction at the moment. You're very fortunate. You're anticipating, like, this wish fulfillment, this big win. You're triumphing over adversity, and really key is this magician energy that really gives you the ability to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So I guess use this power wisely. Enjoy it while it lasts, because all things like this are fleeting. But this is kind of your moment at the moment. You're very fortunate to have all of this good energy kind of coming your way, and you don't want to misuse it. Remember that anything you do comes back to you, so don't use it in a bad way. Don't use it to hurt others. Yeah, good for you, Scorpio. I really have very little to add, because this is frankly an incredible reading. Enjoy the next 3 months. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. We're going to look at roughly the next 3 months, and see what's like on the horizon for you, what's coming. We have the Four of Chalices. Okay, so at the moment you might be bored, especially if you've been sheltering in place or anything like that. You're feeling kind of resentful, kind of irritated, like contrary in a lot of ways. Like, you want everything and nothing at the same time, and it's just like everything you're being offered as alternatives, you don't like your options at the moment. A Seven of Water, which is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so here's what I'm taking away from this, is that you have more options than you realize. Not all of them bad, and hang on, you're about to see my cat, maybe. Crowley, are you here to help? Hi. Don't knock things down. Let's not do that right now. There we go. Okay. You have see, my cat has come to bless your reading. You have more options than you realize, and not all of them are bad. But I think you're just kind of being childish in a way, because you're just so irritated with the situation in general right now that, like, you're just like, nothing sounds good. Nothing's going to satisfy you. Nothing's going to. Crowley, really? Why are you doing this? No, don't help. Oh, you're so sad. Hey, hi. Oh, no, okay, don't. He's very difficult. He's named for a demon for a reason. All right, let's see. No, Eight of Cups. See, so here's you walking away from all your options. Okay, this is you just saying, screw it. I don't want any of it. None of these are good enough for me. None of these are going to make me happy. I want to start over somewhere else. Apparently, the cat is determined to be part of your reading today. The wolf. Beware who you trust. Okay, interesting. So here you are. You've got these choices. You don't like them. You're going to walk away from them. But whoever you're talking to about all of this is not maybe somebody you should be talking to about all of this. They may blab. They may talk you into something that's a bad idea. Whenever I see this, and it's almost like, okay, you leave, you go, like, you decide you're gonna hitchhike, and then beware whose car you get into, kind of feeling. My cat, sorry. Like, if and when you do make a choice, be careful what that choice might be. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, is that you have choices. Walking away is a choice. But whatever you choose, you need to be really careful about who's offering the choice, or or who you talk to about it. Let's see. Hydrangea. Thankfulness for understanding. Before we can forgive one another, we have to understand one another. So you have all these choices. Maybe you have a lot of people around you, and you're just kind of like, you feel like none of them are getting you. You just want to walk off and just either be alone or find a whole new group of friends or something. Like, you're just like, none of you get me. And you're looking for understanding. You're looking for the person who's going to offer you the cup, the cup that's like a good cup. And it's tough. The next 3 months, I won't lie, Sagittarius, the next 3 months look like you're bored and you're frustrated, and you don't like any of your choices in life right now, and you kind of just want to leave it all behind. But I'm just thinking you need to be really careful about what you do choose out of all of this, and that the ultimate goal is to find someone you can trust. But you got to be careful. You want to find someone you can trust who's going to understand you. This may mean finding good counseling, like a good therapist, something along those lines, because this looks to me like, with all these cups, it's definitely like some emotional turmoil going on, and I just feel like what you really need is someone to talk it out with, someone you can trust. So that's why I think like a professional to work it out with. That's kind of what I'm seeing from this. That's the vibe I'm getting. Take what resonates, obviously. Maybe you're like, oh, well, I just kind of want to be left alone for a bit. And that's, possible too. But that may not be the healthiest for you, like mentally, emotionally. You really, I think, want to find somebody who's going to understand you and work with you on whatever's going on with you right now. Okay? Okay, Capricorn. You've had an interesting couple years, I think, as Saturn and Pluto have kind of been hanging out in your house there. But we're looking at roughly the next 3 months. Pluto's still hanging around. Saturn's about to retrograde back through you. So things may continue to be interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. The Hierophant. Okay, so it's kind of a cosmic constellation-y kind of thing. So we're talking about guidance, mentoring, knowledge imparted. Now, you as a Capricorn tend to be very knowledgeable. You tend to know a lot, at least about the things that are important to you. So maybe you are teaching, training somebody at work, or teaching, your kids or something along those lines. This is just part of where you are right now. Or maybe you're learning something. Maybe you're in school, college, or maybe you're learning something on your own, because you enjoy it. But that's kind of a baseline. Four of Earth. Okay, so that's the Four of Pentacles, and that's holding on to what you have, in a way that's almost like miserly, fixated. You've ever heard you have to spend money to make money? The Four of Pentacles suggests, no, I think I'd rather just keep my money, and and I'm good with that. So you've got this kind of mentorship, and then also this kind of immobility, this inflexibility that suggests that you or someone is maybe not really open to learning whatever it is that's trying to be taught. The King of Wands. Okay, so this is someone enthusiastic and creative, and to the point that sometimes they, it's a fire sign. So we're talking, Sagittarius, Leo, who's my other Aries. So somebody who's enthusiastic but very big picture, whereas you Capricorn tend to be much more like methodical and detail oriented. So maybe you're working with somebody who's like this and you're trying to teach them and they're kind of not getting it. Or maybe, you're trying to learn something from someone like this and they're kind of all over the place and you're kind of like, could you just settle down? And here's my cat come to help with the reading. Hello, Crowley. Crowley, we love you, but you're blocking the view, buddy. Oh, I know, it's so tough to be a baby. Okay, sorry. Crowley likes to help with various readings. He picks and chooses. Okay, so anyway, now he's in my chair. Crowley, I gotta sit. Okay, there you go. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, maybe you're dealing with someone and you're just like, they're all over the map, and you're just, you feel like you can't learn anything from them because it's not being given to you in a way that makes sense to you. But basically, between these two personalities is this inability of either one of them to change, and that's causing a certain amount of trouble. The Dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait. Oh, geez. Okay. So, yeah, this is the conflict that I'm seeing. I don't know about danger. I guess if you were, say, learning to drive, and this person is like an insane driver, like they're erratic and like not safe, I would say that could be a problem. But yeah, maybe it's a question of picking up bad habits as they try and teach you, and you kind of need to be careful of that, because some of what they're telling you or teaching you is maybe not actually the best way to go about things. So let's see. Iris. Rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. So yeah, messages. Rainbows. Like, there's still hope for all this. It's not All right, Crowley, you're just gonna hang out, huh? It's not the end of the world. It's just in the next 3 months, you maybe will be dealing with a certain amount of frustration over two very different personality types, you and another person, trying to work together or live together or something together, even if it's just like a relationship. Maybe you're trying to like you know, start this kind of relationship, but neither one of you is really willing to give because you're both set in your ways. And you know, the end result, these rainbows and everything, suggest that it can be done. There's gonna be conflict. It's like, I don't know about danger, but there's gonna be conflict. Maybe be alert for danger just in case. But at the end of the day, if you keep a positive mindset, if you look for the good in the person instead of being frustrated with all the things that are making you crazy about them, things will go better. Okay, you will have a better experience in whatever it is you're trying to do. So that is what I'm getting from your reading, Capricorn. Should be an interesting 3 months, like I said. Just more of those interesting things that just keep happening to you lately, I think. But yeah, good luck with this. Remember that it's probably not nearly as bad as you think it is. Maybe if you can maybe be a little more flexible, and maybe they hopefully can be flexible between the two of you, you can make it work. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. We're going to look at the next roughly 3 months for you, where you're at, where you're headed, what you might be facing and dealing with. I pre-shuffle because it takes me a long time to shuffle the cards when I'm dealing with so many different decks. Here we go. Let's look. The Four of Wands. Okay, so that's a nice start. The Four of Wands usually is a completion of some kind. It can be a celebration even. A lot of people consider it a wedding card, because it's, you know, if you take like the creative idea of the first wand and the second and third wands are the kind of going about like manifesting that idea, you know, making it a thing. The Four of Wands is the result or realization of that original first wand creative spark kind of thing, at least in the first stage. So there's more to come, but you've reached a benchmark, creatively or, you know, or otherwise. So that's a good place to be. Six of Earth, which is the Six of Pentacles. So in this case, we're dealing with a little bit of back and forth, some generosity either on your part or someone else's part. You may, like in the case of like, say, venture capital, you may be asking for someone to invest in, you know, this thing that you've at least gotten to the first stage, and there's, you know, more stages to go, and you need a little bit of infusion of money. Basically, you're looking for support for something, or someone is asking you for support of something. And so now is the time to be generous within reason. If you're able to support someone, you should, or at least help them in any way you can. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so again, more balancing, more juggling. The Two of Pentacles can mean that you have multiple requests for your time and money, and you're having to determine how best to, you know, manage that. Can you give a little bit to everyone? Should you give a lot to one and tell somebody else no? This is all about, you know, just juggling and balancing and kind of basically, you know, getting to the next steps from wherever you're starting from here. You're starting from a good place, and there's some balancing and juggling to do to get on to the next place that you want to be. The Harlequin. True feelings are masked. Now, this may be you. Aquarius is often accused of being cold or aloof. Aquarius is detached a lot of the time. They're able to kind of separate their feeling from like logic, and that comes across sometimes as a little bit unfeeling. So, you know, say someone is asking you for time or money, and you really like the person, but you don't think that the investment is a good one, and you say no, and they think you don't like them. Sometimes that's because when we have a creative project or an idea or something that we're trying to accomplish, we feel personal about it, and so any criticism of it feels very personal. But it may also be, though, that you're dealing with somebody who's not showing you their true feelings right now. And therefore, there's a little bit of confusion about the way someone feels about you. You're questioning it. You're wondering if maybe this person does or doesn't like you. It doesn't seem to be an emotional thing, because, again, this is Pentacles and Wands. This isn't Cups. So this isn't like, ooh, do they like me? Although it's a general reading, so maybe that is what you're dealing with, like, is, you know, a relationship question. But right now this feels very much like business-like or creative project-wise a question of, are you in or are you out? You know, how interested are you really? I kind of need a straight answer from you, and I can't tell how you feel. Amaryllis. Determination and creative achievement. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So yeah, again, definitely the vibe I have here is for some kind of creative project, which wouldn't be surprising, Aquarius, because you tend to enjoy those kinds of things. But the practicalities, the money or materials, or, you know, maybe you need a rehearsal space for a play, or you need someone who knows how to sew because you need costumes for something, or, you know, whatever it is. There's like a practical issue that you're basically over the next 3 months working out for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish this. And it looks like achievement is on the horizon. It's just a matter of getting through some of the practicalities and figuring out who's really interested and who's giving you lip service, because you've got to really separate those who are making hollow promises from those who you can truly depend on to make this happen. That's what I'm getting for you, Aquarius, over the next 3 months. Take what resonates. Sometimes you can flip it around, and it can be that someone you know is doing a project and asking you for, you know, an investment and this kind of thing. But yeah, it's you know, at the end of the day, something comes to fruition. It's just there's some practical matters to attend. And last but certainly not least is Pisces. Hello and welcome to your reading. We're going to look at roughly the next 3 months. I've pre-shuffled because it takes so long to shuffle all these decks when I'm doing, you know, so many readings and with so many different decks. But let's get to it. King of Swords. All right. Pisces, I feel like somebody has hurt your feelings. The King of Swords can be very critical. He's very logical, very single-minded, and he doesn't hold back when he has an opinion. So you, as a soft-hearted sign, can be easily hurt, and the King of Swords in particular can hurt you quite a lot. I don't know if this has happened to you, or if it might be something that happens in the next few months. Be just prepared for that. But you should be, I mean, you know, it's hard. It's hard to take criticism at any time, and, you know, just know that the King of Swords isn't trying to be mean, usually. I won't say that's always true, but he's usually trying to help. He just doesn't have the best bedside manner. Queen of Fire. So here you have the Queen of Wands. She's going to mitigate some of the pain of the King of Swords. The Queen of Wands is very enthusiastic, and she's actually very kind. And generally speaking, she will support you. And if she has a criticism of something you're doing, she will be kinder about it than the King of Swords, because she does have a certain amount of emotion. The King of Swords lacks. She will she doesn't hesitate to point out issues or problems with something, but she'll take your feelings into account when she does it a little more readily. Oh, and the King of Wands. So here you go. Wow, you've got a lot of people in your life in the next 3 months, Pisces. You've got a lot of people weighing in. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands together. Maybe this is a couple. Maybe this is your parents or something. But they, all of these kings and queens, I believe, very strong personalities, and very forceful. And so you may feel over the next 3 months a little bit belittled by these personalities around you that seem to have a lot to say about what you're doing or what you're trying to do or hoping to do. A lot of opinions, possibly conflicting opinions even, and you may feel a little bit like stepped all over in the next 3 months. The Green Man. The forces of nature favor you. Well, there you go. Get back to nature. Get away from these people and go for some walks, some hikes. Spend time in your yard, gardening maybe. When I see that with wands, though, I mean, wands are natural, right? Versus a sword, which is a man-made weapon. A wand is, it comes from nature. So, again, you're going to get more warmth from your wands here. They're going to be more encouraging, possibly, than your sword friend over here. So, take that into account. Keep in mind that they all mean well. They just may not always feel that way. All these people mean well. They want the best for you. These could be teachers, like I say, parents, other, parental figures. But yeah, it can feel bruising, but they're not trying at the end of the day to hurt you. They're trying to help you. Apple blossoms. Choices, knowledge, and illumination. White are the flowers of apple tree that brings us fruits of fertility. Well, okay, so there you go. Choices, knowledge, and illumination. That's things that all these people, those are things. I know words. Those are things that all of these people are trying to bring to you. They want you to know your options. They want to give you knowledge. They want to illuminate, like the wands of fire here, things for you. They want to help you see. Sometimes all of that input makes things actually more confusing. I don't see the 7 of Cups here, though, or anything like that. So I think at the end of the day, you're getting a similar message from all of them. They're just saying it all in different ways. Some of them in nicer ways than others, at least in the way that it makes you feel. But none of them are being mean or malicious. They are all trying to help. And so the next 3 months are going to be about separating your feelings from the information you're getting, which can be very hard for you, Pisces. I know this. And trying to see the feedback for what it is and take it in the spirit that it's intended. Again, not always the easiest thing, but keep in mind that they're trying to help. They're trying to give you knowledge, pass down some of their hard-earned knowledge from experience to save you from making maybe some of the same mistakes. And just receive it in the spirit that it's intended. Try not to be too hurt. And maybe just take a few walks or spend some time outside in nature and just kind of breathing and meditating, because I think that's going to help you shed some of the tension that all of this is going to likely bring you. Okay.